Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So this is just going to be a quick video to tell you about my UI and the various add-ons that I use. It's a question that I've actually got quite a lot recently, so yeah, I'm just going to do all of that here. Now, the overall, just overarching idea for my UI is for things to be a bit more minimalist in terms of the presentation. There's a lot of things like LUI and Spartan, whatever the hell it's called, and various things like that have got loads of art bars and random things just strewn around the place, and honestly, I think that all looks very messy. In my opinion, the game looks best like this, and I want my UI to be as close to that as possible, while still giving me all the information that I need to raid. Well, that's unfortunate, the game sort of crashed there. Anyway, let's get on to the add-ons. Number one, I've got Bartender here. Bartender's awesome, just Bartender 4, you can find it in Curse or whatever. It's just a very handy add-on, you know, you get to set up your custom bars. I'm using this particular grid here because it corresponds to the number pad on the side of my Razor Naga. By the way, the Razor Naga comes in highly recommended. I don't know if I'd certainly have to relearn a lot to play WoW with a regular keyboard again. The Naga is absolutely instrumental, very fantastic thing, and that's why you can see that my my little UI or, bars are basically based around it. Now, in terms of other bars, I've got this here, which I just use for hotkeying various things, and it fades away. So, for an example, I can do Alt left click to mount up. So that's what's going on with my bars. Just Bartender 4, very good. Now next, let's talk about my casting bar, which is Quartz. So this one here at the very sort of top is my just my normal casting bar for myself. However, you'll see if I just target myself now, my target's cast bar is underneath my own one. Of course, here I'm targeting myself, which is why that's mirrored. And that's very handy because, in general, I'm always going to be looking near enough my own cast bar, so if the enemy happens to be casting something, it pops up there, and that's very handy. If maybe I need to interrupt something, whatever, I just think it's kind of useful. Now, in terms of the other things that Quartz does, you can see at the very top, there is my auto shot time, and at the very bottom is my global cooldown. I just think that's very handy. So, yeah, it's overall a very good add-on, and that little red thing is, I think, your, latency being countered for. So, yeah, that's Quartz. Very awesome. Next, let's move on to Shadowed Unit Frames, which is just my unit frames. You can use whatever unit frame add-on you want, really. It's all down to personal preference. I use SUF, but whatever. Feel free to use whatever you want, as long as it does the job. The reason why I've got my bars placed here instead of, up in this corner over here, is because, well, this is where my eyes are. My eyes are going to be down here. So why would I have my my character portrait in the top left? That makes no sense, especially when so much of the game involves managing your resources. It's nice to have that all within convenient eye distance, so that's why that is located there. Now then, let's move on to Tell Me When. So you probably notice whenever I enter combat, my Tell Me When icons appear, so if I use Chimera Shot, you can see, oh, look at that. It's not as opaque, and it's got a timer on it. This is just a handy little tool to allow me to see my add-ons. Now, if I use Rapid Fire, then the Rapid Fire buff appears beside. I just use that so that I can sort of easily monitor the duration of that buff, which is kind of useful. Now, as for Tell Me When, the specific setup, it's extremely easy to set up, so if I just type in, TMW, here you go, you got your little sort of panel of things. I just like to put it there so that the main four that are always visible are, nice and centered. And you just right-click on one of the button slots, you tell it what spell you want to check, maybe you could do a buff, whatever, I just use a spell. So, you can say when it's usable, how opaque is it? When it's unusable, how opaque is it? You can display timers and just various useful bits of information. It's not a necessary add-on, but honestly, I like it because it conveys information in a very useful place. Now, if you look at my overall setup here, what are you going to see? Very densely packed, yet simple information is being displayed to me. Here I can see my focus. Here I can see my cast bar. There I can see my enemy cast bar. My stuff with Quartz, it's all, not Quartz, Tell Me When, it's all very handy. So yeah, that's why I've got that set up, and it just means the rest of the screen is nice and clean and clear, and yeah, nice. So the other thing to show you is Tidy Panel. Yay. Or is it Tidy Pane? Oh crap, I've forgotten the name of it. I always mix this up. I've tried to record this video 3 times. Once it broke, which is why I'm re-recording it, but every single time I have missaid it. It's Tidy Plates, not panels, Tidy Plates. And I use this particular preset here. What I love about this is they don't overlap. They always kind of stack in such a way that they don't overlap, which is very handy because if you want to target something, you can sort of easily click, maybe, you know, if tab targeting is not being reliable for you or something. So that's nice. Overall, it's just a very good, you know, enemy health pop-up thingy-majig thing. It'll display their cast timers if you configure it that way, and overall, it's just very good. So tidy plates comes highly recommended. Then I use SCADA over here for my DPS, because SCADA is great, as is Recount. You can use whatever one you want. I also then use Bigwigs for my boss mods, but guess what? You can use DBM too. They are both pretty good. So, yeah, that's my main rating UI. That's the stuff that you really need. I've covered what these things are, my garrison things, in the video that I did like 2 days ago about garrison add-ons, just for the sake of brevity. I'm not going to go over that again. Don't want to bore people. Let's see, what else is there? Right, here's Bag On. That's what I use for my bags. It just coalesces all your bags into one thing. You've got a little clean up, you know, sort your bags button. You can search your bags, various things, and you can see the bags of other characters and stuff. So that's all pretty cool. Yeah, that's Bag On. Covered. Next, let's see what to cover. Chinchilla minimap. This is the minimap that I use. Look, you can change things. Whoa, how fancy. Yeah, I'll just put that back to something a bit more sane. Yeah, so it's just a nice, customizable minimap. I prefer it over Sexy Map. This is just, you know, a nice, simple thing. I think what I went for in appearance was... where is it? It's somewhere here. Whatever, I couldn't be bothered to find it. Yeah, doing configuration menus while making videos is just not a fun thing. Anyway, I made it a square and then just gave it a really thin border. So I think that looks pretty nice. Of course, all these buttons here are disgustingly placed. I need to fix that. But it's nice, it's simple, and it's not like one of those things from Sexy Map that's got a million, you know, fancy graphics that are useless going on. I don't have any time for stuff like that, because it's just needless visual clutter that doesn't really make your UI more usable, and a user interface is not about flash, it's about usability. The other thing you can do with this as well is hit a hotkey if you're choosing, and it'll like pop up a maximized version of the map, which is actually very handy. So yeah, that is Chinchilla Minimap. In terms of other things, I also use Scrap. Now Scrap just will auto-sell scrap items in my bags, which is pretty darn useful. Not scrap, you know, like not whites, greys, that's the one, yes, it'll sell greys for me. And really, that's about it. There's just the garrison stuff and all that. For auctioneering add-ons, I use Trade Skill Master. There are other people who have done excellent tutorials in Trade Skill Master. There is no point in me covering it here because it would take like a solid hour. So yeah, TSM is so powerful if you're really into auction stuff. Other than that, I just recommend Auctionator if you want to be in just, you know, able to easily buy, sell, and do all that with basic auctioneering. So yeah, that's really it for the add-ons. That's just about everything. Oh, one last thing. Handy notes with the Draenor Treasures plugin. Despite it being called Draenor Treasures, it also covers rare mobs, and it's just got all of the little Draenor Treasures added to it, so it's very handy. Now, if you want to find any of these add-ons, I may leave a link in the description, I may not, depends when I have time, when I upload this video, because I will be going away to Sligo for the weekend. So, yeah, I mean, if I do put them there, it will probably be in the form of a let me Google that for you link, just for the sake of proving a point. Really, one of the most useful skills of the internet is the ability to find information via Google. It's very useful. Anyway, that is enough of my quick little tirade about spoon-feediness. Yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. If you've got any suggestions of add-ons that you actually enjoy using, then be sure to let me know down in the comments, because I'm always open to improvements and new ideas. This, add-on setup is always a work in progress. It's not finished. I've got more work to do, but a lot of people just seem to be interested in the current state of things. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.